been pulled into the black dimension. This is Kev, and we are going to do a review on Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. This is the second Doctor Strange film that has been released in the MCU and is part of its Phase 4. So, what's going on, Danny?
Much is living my best life. What's going on with you?
We're ready to get this review. So, here's the deal about these reviews. We have a rating system. Uh, it's three B's: buy, bootleg, and bomb. Buy is definitely go see it. Bootleg is okay, but you can wait for it to come to television. And bomb is don't even waste your time. Go see it if you want, but don't say we didn't warn you. And the overall rating that we give this movie is a buy. Yes, this movie is entertainment. Go check it out if you are a fan of the MCU films. Definitely a lot of things to look for, and a good part of the continuity. Although the film, in my view, had maybe a couple of issues here and there, but no film is really perfect now, is it? But yeah, so let me give you a little bit of what I thought of the film. I thought the film was really good. This was the MCU's first attempt at a horror movie. It was directed by Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi, of course, is the director of the original Spider-Man trilogy with Tobey Maguire. So for him, wasn't a bad attempt. Actually returning to do a Marvel superhero film. But we shall discuss. So, Donnie, what did you think of the film?
It was a good movie. Something rubbed me the wrong way about it. I can't quite put my finger even on to this day. I still can't put my finger on it. But it was a good movie overall. I think it told the story we needed to see, opened up more of the multiverse, did the job it was supposed to do. I don't know. It had everything you wanted. It had a lot of fan service. I still feel like I wanted more. And just it's an odd feeling, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I know what you mean, but we'll get into that. Maybe I can help you find it. But Roger, what about you? What do you think of the film itself?
So the film was put together very well, very well. Interesting story, great special effects. New things were added. They gave the fans what they wanted to see. I was literally in a theater where I literally had fans cheering at the screen. I was a little surprised at that just because of the theater I was in, but they were cheering at the screen, so there definitely was fan service. Things were easy enough to follow. The way they moved with Scarlet Witch and the way she was quite the adversary, I was definitely impressed. When I explained the film to a friend who asked me what was happening because he wasn't gonna go see it because he just don't watch movies like that, but he just wants to hear what's happening. And even as I talked about it, it just reminded me of how great the film was. So I thought they did a fantastic job.
Okay, and speaking of fantastic, we had some introductions in this film. The main premise is the introduction of America Chavez. Now, while not, and she was central to the film's premise. She was introduced into the comic books, I think, back in 2015. And she's not that big a hit as far as the comic books, but in the film, I thought she did okay. Um, Film started out with her in a different version of Doctor Strange being chased to an access point by a monster.
Ponytail Strange.
Yeah, Ponytail Strange. Yeah, and he some oh we're in the spoilers right now, by the way. And something happened to him. He got messed up, and her powers, she couldn't access. The premise was she couldn't control her powers only when she got scared because she moved. But her power was she was able to jump from universe to universe to universe. So she ended up in the regular Marvel universe continuity and met the Doctor Strange that we know. Fought Shuma Gorath or Shuma Gorath like creature, and things just went wild from there.
Well, to me it was very interesting on how it got wild and the premise on how they were how the attacks were being made. I thought that was an excellent way to set things up to be able to connect with your other versions of yourself, because it's not really you, but to be able to connect with other versions of yourself and then have some control in a different universe. From a puppet master premise, I thought it was an excellent write. I thought that was very excellent write. You can get a lot of things done when you can control a person, another version of yourself in another universe. It makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah. One of the issues that I had, I would say was, although I don't feel like it was bad, it wasn't a bad idea. She did pretty excellent. That Scarlet Witch was the main villain. For the longest, the rumors were that Nightmare was going to be the main villain, but I think that was under the other director. But yeah, because Sam Raimi wasn't originally supposed to direct this film. But they when they changed the film and changed the script, they decided to make the Scarlet Witch the main bad guy, and she messed some folks up. I will tell you that much.
I thought she was an excellent villain. I kid you not. You know what I'm saying? She was definitely. She was my kind of ruthless for a villain. She definitely was my kind of ruthless. I was very impressed with her.
Mm. Okay, and for anyone that watches the Disney Plus series, this whole thing like trickled down from WandaVision. WandaVision was actually pretty good, and if you watch WandaVision before you watch this film, you would understand why she did the things she did. But basically, she was so desperate to get her family back, which she had basically concocted. But the family with the two kids existed in every other universe. So she wanted to try to find a way to find a universe with her kids so she can go to that universe. But the dangers was she wanted to do it through this book called the Darkhold. And what if she attained the power? It could if she attained the power and got out of control with it, the whole multiverse could have been destroyed. I think it was something like that. But one of the things that I had an issue with initially is how Baron Mordo was portrayed. He was portrayed at a multiversal capacity, but really, I wanted him to play a larger role because he's one of Doctor Strange's main nemesis.
Well, they got to work him up, because what they did in this movie is they had a lot going on. So in order for you to get Baron Mordo as a proper villain, you're gonna have to give a backstory to that. And to do it in this movie, there's already too much going on. I think it was a good move. We've got him for future Strange movies. We got him for the spinoffs and everything else that comes with it. Because really, Baron Mordo, there's a lot to his character. And just for him to disappear and come back and be a bad guy, we need more explanation than that.
Okay.
I think that's actually a pretty good, solid point. And, it let the audience take the ride on his arc, because there's going to be a character arc. Because, Marvel does things over years. So, it's cool to show a character arc in some kind of way. And seeing that this Mordo was not of the main universe, technically we hadn't really seen the character arc yet. We saw a little bit at the end of Doctor Strange where he's a little pissed off being a little ruthless himself. He took a man's ability to to walk just for the sake of principle. But he'll have his shine. I do believe he'll have his shine.
Mm. All right, yeah, and yeah. But speaking of other character introductions, we were introduced to the Illuminati, or at least a version of it. Let's see, there it is. One thing that I found about this version of the Illuminati was number one, you got a character that was introduced in the What If series, Captain Carter. You had a complete fan casting in John Krasinski as Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic. Then you had Black Bolt, who was, if I'm not mistaken, he played Black Bolt in the horrible Inhumans television series, and you had Maria Rambo as Captain Marvel. Now, when you saw her in the commercial, it was heavily rumored that that might be Superior Iron Man, which was a variant of Tony Stark that was supposed to be played by Tom Cruise, but uh, spoiler, that is not the case at all. Tom Cruise didn't come anywhere near this film.
What
But
they allege it was a deleted scene or a scene that they cut at some point prior to filming.
okay, and there's one more member that was not in this picture. It was Patrick Stewart as Professor X. Him sort of reprising his role as the wheelchair telepath, but it was a different version of him, and
He
he
was
did
full
okay.
'97 X-Man.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, with the yellow wheelchair and everything. But he's getting on up there in age, but I thought he did pretty good. But spoiler warning: these guys were slaughtered by Wanda. so,
And
so
I was highly impressed on how she slaughtered them as well. You
oh
know,
yeah,
um, a death before you even realize you're in the fight. That was such an excellent move. The way they set it up and the way they carried it out. I applaud them for that scene, especially.
yeah, and oh yeah, and when Reed Richards first appeared, when I was in the theater, everybody clapped for it because I don't know if I said this, but he was a complete fan cast. Ever since they heard that the Fantastic Four would be coming to the MCU, everybody had been demanding John Krasinski as Reed Richards. So fans can get something they want, if they ask for it enough. It's little is known as to whether he's going to reprise the role for the actual Fantastic Four film, which is already in pre-production.
They say he's the director.
Oh, he's the director. Oh, okay. I thought that
Now
was
he
just a.
could be directing himself, but as far as I've been hearing, he's the director.
Okay, yeah, because the other director had pulled out.
Well, you never know with this stuff. He could have just did this, and that's all you're gonna get of him as as Mr. Fantastic. You never know. They
Well,
they they are they do build stuff up and they do things for years in advance sometimes. So you never know really what's gonna happen with Tom Cruise even, because supposedly there is some footage out there, and that still may be used at a later time.
well, so what my belief is all of these characters were shown and introduced so that you can open up the multiverse and let people know that X-Men are coming, the Inhumans are coming, uh, and such forth. But the characters that they show here with these gruesome deaths and everything else, I don't think that they're going to reprise their role in the main continuity. I think that they will bring them in, but I don't think that they'll be the main role. I was actually talking with Kev about this. John Krasinski, in my opinion, is too old to be Reed Richards in the Fantastic Four going forward. I would think that they would use somebody younger so that way they could build it, because what are we doing? 20-year franchise at this point? The time frame that they're running these movies. So they're going to need to start with younger actors in order to get the full benefit out of these actors. Signing them up for 10, 15, or 5 and 6 deal movies, that's 10, 15 years.
Yeah, and then
No,
I would say that they probably won't be using Patrick Stewart for Professor X again because, like I said, he's advanced in age, and God forbid, he probably won't make it to the end of whatever their plan is. So I do kind of agree with that, but I'm just still kind of iffy on whether they're gonna let someone else play Reed Richards. My reasoning for it is because of the fans and how they demanded and rumor casted him, and But we shall see. We shall see. I mean, Donnie's theory makes sense, but I don't know. It was so high on the list that But Captain Carter, I don't know if she's going to appear in anything else besides What If. I mean, it was cool to see. Uh, the Inhumans, they might do that some other kind of way, and definitely Maria Rambeau is probably not going to be Captain Marvel because of course, Brie Larson is the regular Captain Marvel in the regular continuity. But yeah, but the scary part was like that when this version of Strange died, the current Strange used a Darkhold of another universe to they had something called Dreamwalk, and that's how Wanda was able to get to the Illuminati because the whole point was her she wanted to catch America Chavez and take her powers so she can go to any universe she wants till she gains her family back. But Doctor Strange, at first, he was going to use this book. Here's one thing that didn't make any sense to me. Like, the book of Vishanti was used by a Strange in yet another universe. And that book corrupted him, but the Darkhold also corrupted him. It's like you had two very powerful books that can corrupt them. So there wasn't the book of Vishanti was supposed to be the antithesis to the Darkhold, but he ended up having to use the Darkhold anyway to dreamwalk into Ponytail Strange, who ended up dying and becoming a zombie Strange, which was kind of a horrific, scary part. So if you have children, use your viewer discretion, as they say in the ratings. But the scene, the last scene, um, I would have probably preferred them using the actual Strange to solve the problem. I mean, even though the actual Strange dream walked into the body of this Strange, I would have preferred Benedict Cumberbatch's regular Doctor Strange and wanted to have like the final confrontation, but it was kind of weird like that. But I mean, it still turned out pretty good. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, definitely. If you haven't checked out this film, we kind of spoiled a lot for you if you watched it up to this point. But if not, hey, definitely go check it out for yourself. You guys ain't got anything to add before we?
Well, the fact that this was a film about folks in the multiverse, I don't mind anything they did. I do agree with y'all. I do want some young casting so uh, I can have actors who are able to travel with how they unfold their story. So young actors is great, and I don't care about what they did to do fan service. Give the people what they want. It's just a multiverse version. So as long as the main continuity version is the one that counts the most. Whatever they do on a multiverse level, it doesn't make a difference because you can always throw that whole storyline away anyway because it's a whole different universe. So give the fans what they want on all the multiverse stuff, and I'm gonna leave it there.
Makes sense.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Good job for continuing the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and of course, up next in the theaters is Thor: Love and Thunder. So we'll definitely be checking that out, and we'll definitely be doing a review on this channel. So thank you for tuning in with us. And once again, you have been pulled into the Black Dimension. Good luck finding your way out. Till the next time.